Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Central Board of Secondary Education and Media and Entertainment Skills Council, this is Pooja Arora, welcoming you all to the Competency Building Program for Multimedia. And today, the first topic is creative expression through performing arts, consideration for teachers. To begin with, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite our special invitee, our guest, Mr. R.P. Singh, Joint Secretary, Skill Education, for his opening remarks.
A very warm good morning to everyone. Thank you, Pooja ji, for the introduction. Let me take this opportunity to welcome everyone to the first capacity building program for session 2023-24 on the media-based subjects. And this is a program that has been much in pipeline for the past couple of months and very much awaited program, because this program we're going to do with the Media and Entertainment Skill Council. As you know, CBSE has been promoting art integration in education very strongly for the past couple of years. An art integration manual has been introduced, training programs have been going on. We have been urging the schools to integrate art education into all subjects. For example, teaching of science is generally enhanced with the use of diagrams, making them more colorful, gets them stored more easily in the brain, and increases the recall capacity of the brain. If you're teaching social studies, the use of diagrams, maps, and charts greatly helps in understanding the concepts. Even the teaching of mathematics has become much more interesting nowadays with the use of colors and shapes and the mathematical lab activities that are going on. So overall, what we have seen through the years is that art integration has greatly enhanced the capacity of a child to enhance a difficult concept also much more easily. So it has contributed to the absorbing of the fundamentals more easily and then recalling them much faster in an examination or when they are to be applied. So if we use it through all the subjects and we integrate it, not only leaving it to the media-based subjects, so how can it be done? How can the storytelling as an approach to teaching be used? How can the different performing arts or the media tools can be used to teach different subjects, leading to better enhancement of the academic performance of children? Well, that was the premise with which we started conceptualizing these training programs. And the first program is beginning today on the 10th of April 2023, which is in response to circular number 42 that was there on the website. We have had a lot of registrations for this program, and so we have to live stream it on YouTube instead of doing it in sending them the link and doing it one-on-one. The recording will be made available to everyone on the CBSE's YouTube channel of the Department of Skill Education also, and it can be watched and referred to time and again. It's a full-day program, one of a kind online full-day program with a lunch break in between, with the teachers getting back to the lunch break and maybe some school activities if they're in the school, or going back home and rejoining the program. We look forward to a healthy participation in the program. We are joined by the Media Sector Skill Council and Rincha and Pooja also from the council who are going to be there. And Niti, the Deputy Secretary of CBSE, Niti Shankar Sharma ji, who is handling this subject, will be there in the program. We are expecting Dr. Saha, who is Director Skill Education, also to join in the program and address the participants in the afternoon. So it's going to be a jam-packed session. We look forward to healthy interactions and more questions from your side. But what we look forward to more are case studies and success stories and stories from the sides of teachers about how they've integrated art into teaching of academic subjects and what has been the response like from the students. We will be more interested to listen to the teachers on that. Thank you so much for the opportunity and wish you all the best for the program. Back to you, Pooja.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to invite Ms. Niti Shankar Sharma ji, Deputy Secretary Skill Education, to share a few words of wisdom, please. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja, and thank you, RP Singh sir, for being here and setting the tone right for this particular CBP series of multimedia. Mohit, thank you for working this out. I'll start on with the thank yous first, then come on to a very short intro in the sense a good morning to all the participants, the principals, the teachers, the educators, the faculty, whosoever is a part of the CBP series. My only concern is that we are talking about media, and media over the years have got different forms. Like when we started earlier, 30 to 40 years ago, it was mass media. And for us, mass media was simply a technology in any form that reaches out to the mass public, to the general public. So any form, whether it was print, whether it was audio, whether it was any sort of things, was considered as mass media. But now I think over the years, we all would understand that it has got different variations to it, different forms to it, different concoctions and names, I should say. So now we're talking about multimedia, we're talking about new media, we're talking about so many things. But in general, the pandemic time or the years has given us a very clear idea about media being a part and parcel of your life, whether you call it as a multimedia, whether you call it as a new media. Okay, they have the definitions, like you can say that multimedia is something, the media which is being interlinked and got into a form which is digitally inclined, more of the digitally inclined, maybe two different types of media like video or textual matter put in together forms a multimedia in one way, and that way you can work it out. Similarly, the new media, what new terminology nowadays is that new media is something that has to do with digital. So now digital is now encompassing the entire world. It's a global thing now, whether we're talking about podcasts, whether you're talking about videos, whether you're talking about the audio video, to bahut choti si cheez hai, I should say. But now there are various things. So I think over a period of these webinar series, these CBP series that we'll be having, we'll have trained faculty trainers who will be there, who will be coming out and giving it more information on such things. One small thing that I'll try to convey to all the participants here is that CBSE, as you know, has three major subjects that we are giving to the CBSE schools, which is in 9th and 10th. We have 415 is the code, which is the texturing artist. Then we have 821 in 11th and 12th, which is the animation, or for the animation, the course inclined towards it. And then, of course, the age-old mass media studies, which is in 835. So these are the major three courses that we are offering. Apart from that, if you see, there is a recent circular which has also talked about a number of modules that have come across for the middle school also from 6 to 8. It is my humble request, please go through it, or if you have any queries, just let us know. And there are avenues that you all can look into, get to your students, get into your systems, and let it go. So thank you so much for having this wonderful series in line, and looking forward to it. Thank you so much, and all the best to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's always a pleasure listening to RP Singh sir and Neeti Sharma ma'am. So good to have you. And now, as sir has already informed about this flow of the session today, we'll be having this session 1 till 1 o'clock. We'll break at 1 for 60 minutes. At 2 o'clock, we'll be delighted to have Dr. Biswajit Sahaji joining us for his remarks. And then we'll proceed for another 2 hours for a session. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our speaker now, our session coordinator on creative expression through performing arts, Ms. Rincha Batra. She's a performing arts educator, Zumba instructor, and grooming expert. She is a former crown holder of Femina Miss India, Lucknow. She is also a mentor at Mugafi Grooming and upskilling the cohorts in performing arts and making them industry ready. Rincha has been a passionate dancer since childhood and has established her own academy of dance and music, teaching the art form to students and budding artists from schools, university, and corporates. Her dance videos gave have garnered more than 5 million views, and there's a lot I can talk about Rincha. So Rincha, welcome you, and the session is over to you now. You're on mute.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for introducing me. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm so glad to be a part of this series and to start with this series. Okay, so today's topic, we all know, I would give my introduction again because it's already been conveyed to you very nicely by Pooja. So I'll directly go to the topic. Our today's topic is creative expression through performing arts. Now, when we talk about this topic, there's so much goes around our mind, right? Creative expressions, performing arts. There's so much that keeps on, interfering our thoughts. So let's divide this sentence into two parts and then start understanding it by word by word. So what are performing arts? Activities performed in front of an audience is performing arts, like dance, music, public speaking, magic. That can be anything that you're performing in front of audience. That involves singing also, and public speaking, drama, acting. All of these activities, the performing arts activities, encourages children to explore their emotions, expand their imaginations, and helps them to develop their own unique voice. It also engages a child's brain, body, and emotions, which further helps to develop their confidence. So we can see how important performing arts are in today's world. Next, we talk about creative expressions. What are creative expressions? Creative expressions is how a person learns to express themselves outwardly. It is the ability to focus on what is happening in our minds and then using that imagination by creating something that perhaps represents who we are. So I think now this gives you a good information about performing arts as well as about creative expressions. Now we get into, Pooja, can you start with the slides, the PPT that you have? We've just gone through this creative expressions through performing arts is the topic. We have just gone through what are performing arts and what are creative expressions. We've already gone through this. So we can switch to the next slide. Here is a small video. The previous video. Yes, here is a small video which will help you to understand performing arts maybe in a better way. Can you start the video?
Performing arts are a form of art in which artists use their voices, bodies, or inanimate objects to convey artistic expression. It is different from visual arts, which is when artists use paint, canvas, or various materials to create physical or static art objects. Performing arts include a range of disciplines which are performed in front of a live audience. Theater, music, dance, and object manipulation, and other kinds of performances are present in all human cultures. The history of music and dance date to prehistoric times, whereas circus skills date to at least ancient Egypt. Many performing arts are performed professionally. Performance can be in purpose-built buildings, such as theaters and opera houses, on open-air stages at festivals, on stages in tents such as circuses, and on the street. Live performances before an audience are a form of entertainment. The development of audio and video recording has allowed for private consumption of the performing arts. The performing arts often aim to express one's emotions and feelings.
Okay, so now I want this to be an interactive session rather than just me speaking it out and you guys just listening. It will become really boring. So I would like to ask my teachers what comes across your mind, that one word, when you think of performing arts. What crosses your mind when you listen performing arts? Pooja, you will help me to make this an interactive session.
So
Teachers, I want your answers, please.
yes, so somebody's saying it's display of arts through expressions,
Okay.
showcasing your experience through activity.
Okay.
Another response I've got is expressing the event or the situation. And how can we introduce it to younger kids, the expressions and activity, display of feelings?
Okay. I will also give you this answer, but later. Right now, we'll switch back to the PPT. Pooja, can we get back to the PPT that we have? The third one, diving deep into creative expressions and understanding. We'll start from there now. Next slide.
Okay.
Yes. So now we've studied diving deep into creative expressions and understanding body movements. This will help you further to understand in a better way creative expression through performing arts. So just like Rag and Tal are essential for singing, just like this same, body movements, hand movements, leg movements, and facial expressions are also essential while performing other performing arts, just like dance, public speaking, acting, drama. For all of these things, these 4 points have to be kept in mind, that are body language, facial expressions, and of course, hand movements and leg movements. So when we start, let's start with body language. You know, when you have not even started talking, when you just appear, when you start walking on the stage, at that point of time, when you're not speaking anything, that one thing that captures the mind of audience is your body language. The way you are presenting yourself, the way you're moving, the way you are standing, your posture. So all of these things comes under body language. You're not saying anything, but yet you're leaving an expression. Yet you're leaving an impression, sorry. So when you're leaving you must have heard, guys, first impression is the last impression. This comes from the same thing. Without saying anything, without communicating, your body is already communicating for you. You leave an impression. You'll start talking later, but your body language has already started talking once you start walking down the stage. So let's start with the body language. We all know that we should have a good posture, a good body language. When you're speaking, your chin should be up, your shoulders back, stomach in, your back should be straight. These are little important things that I think we all know that. But how to maintain this body language? We know that this is important, but how can we maintain a good body language, a good posture? By regular exercises. Because a lot of exercises and jumps, some set of exercises are actually designed to improve your body structure, to improve your posture, and to work on your overall body language. So if you do proper exercises, proper set of exercises and jumps also, these things will help you to maintain a good posture and a good body language. Along with this, it will also increase your stamina and it will boost your confidence and also flexibility. Flexibility is also important. A person who is flexible can, express themselves in a better way. And this I have seen, especially as Pooja has just informed about me. I am a dance instructor, I am a Zumba instructor. So for all of these activities, when you're performing acting, you're performing dance, you're performing modeling, you are doing public speaking, you need a good posture, you need good body language, you need a flexible body. So for all of these things, if you practice doing exercises, then your body language, your posture will remain just the way it has to be if you're a performer. And even if you are not a performer, these things will help you in some or the other way. The next thing is facial expressions. Now, facial expressions also has a very important role when you are standing on stage, whether you are singing, whether you are dancing, whether you are doing drama, whether you are acting, whether you're doing modeling, whether you're doing magic, you're doing anything. If audience is looking to you, then you need to perform at your best version. You need to be at your best version. And that will come when you have vibrant facial expressions. With this, I mean, there should be a smile on your face, because smile gives an impression to another person that you're positive. You are welcoming the other person to give their feedbacks, to communicate, and this way you connect with the audience in a better way. When you welcome audience with your smile, they get connected to you. Now, I also have a video to show you. Pooja, can you please help me with the video? In this video, you will see tips to improve your facial expressions. Let's go to it.
Namaskar. Many of you have asked me one question repeatedly. Let's have a new session on facial expressions. Now, facial expressions or the Mukha Abhinaya is something that has to be rooted at the beginning, right from the grassroots level, right from the beginning. But advancement comes later. The challenge is to manipulate and control the minor limbs along with the major limbs. Now, what I'm going to do now is have a specific class for you designed, which will be in the advanced level. Having said that, what can you do right now so that you're ready for that day? Now, when you're focusing on facial expressions, it's not what is happening on the face, but it's what is happening in your mind. Dance happens in the mind, not in the body. Not on the face, not with your mudras, not the way your fingers move, or the way your neck moves, or the way your eyes. All these are sciences in its way, chapters in its own way. For example, we have the Drishti Bhedas, in which how you use your Drishti, how you look down, how you look up, how you look shyly, how you look shocked, how you look embarrassed. These are all the things that you used with the Drishti. Similarly, the brow or the eyebrows. When, say, you're asking a question like that, why are you here? Go away. So the way you use your eyebrows will also be manipulated in a certain design. So these are lessons that take a lot of time. And I understand that you have the urge for me to present it to you. Having said that, wait patiently, we'll get a group of people so that we can align them and explain it to you, so that you imbibe it in yourself with more authority.
I hope this has given you a better understanding about facial expressions. That facial expressions include eyes, lips, include your eyebrows as well. So you need to use these body parts, you need to use your eyes, you need to use your lips, you need to use your eyebrows when you're performing on stage. Whether you're dancing, whether you're doing acting, whether you're doing drama, even if you're doing singing. So even when you're doing modeling, even when you're doing public speaking, all of these things you can use, and this way you will be able to connect with the audience in a better way. You need to include your eyes, lips, eyebrows. You need to make good eye contact with the audience and use your eyebrows as and when required. Keep a smile on your face when you're speaking to the audience, or when you're performing, when you're standing on stage, when you're dancing. So these are little things that I think we all know about this, but on a daily lives, we just forget to practice them. So I'm just trying to remind all of these things back to you. Now, coming to the next, I have one more video to show you in which you can see how dance, while performing dance, what kind of different expressions you can come over with. So Pooja, can you start with this video?
Sure.
The lion.
You know, a better body language. Okay, we'll start.
Rasas. Love. Shringara Rasa. Veera Rasa.
Sarasa. Revulsion. Bihad-sarasa. Hingga. And tranquility. Shanta.
See how facial expressions can drive the whole show. See how amazing the facial expression can drive the whole show. You can differentiate between the different expressions that were showcased in this video, right? Okay, moving to the next. Can we have the slide back? Moving to the next is the hand movements. Your hand movements make the dance performance or any other performing arts easy to understand. When the performer uses appropriate mudras to communicate and express to the audience, it makes your performance more smooth, more understandable, and more connecting. I have another video to show you where you can see how hand movements can make your performance graceful and so communicative. Nowadays, influencers, dancers are coming up with different kind of, you can say, ways of presenting a dance form. I think previously also when Rekha ji used to dance, even she has also performed various dances while sitting and performing through actions, through moving their hands, facial expressions. So all of these things have been, it's not new, but it's been practiced even today. And this you can see through this video.
न छेड़ूंगी अब से तारों को तोरे न छेड़ूंगी अब से बादल न तोरे उधेड़ूंगी खोलूंगी न तोरे की बड़िया तेरो न नजर से
Okay, we can stop the video. I'm showing you these videos so that you can understand individually how facial expressions plays a vital role when you're performing and dealing with the audience then and there. You have just seen this video where this girl was sitting and not using her legs, still dancing and moving her hands, and through her facial expressions, she was able to express and perform that song so easily and so smoothly. So this is the importance of your body language, your hand movements, your facial expressions, and of course, now we are coming to leg movements and foot movements. Hand and leg movement is essential in dance to communicate. We have just seen that. Now, for this also, I have a video to show you. But before that, I want to tell you that footwork dance is primarily used to train, seamlessly integrate foot action and position while dancing. If we talk about dance, correct footwork dance is an essential component of many dance genres and styles. If you're not moving your feet, then you're not utilizing your whole body to create a complete movement. Yes, we know this. When you're performing any of the arts, if you're dancing, if you're singing, even if you are doing public speaking, if you're sitting somewhere, that's a different thing. But if you're dancing, if you're singing, if you're doing modeling, if you're doing drama, if you're doing acting, for all of these things, you need to maintain a coordination between your hand and between your foot movements, right? So let's see this another video of dance, which you will be able to understand more. It would give you a better understanding. Pooja, can we have the video?
Sure.
Body language, expressions, foot movements, hand movements, everything you will see in this video. I hope this video has given you a better understanding of how these four elements plays a vital role when you're performing dance or when you're doing acting, dialogue delivery, public speaking, all of these four things, that is body language, facial expressions, hand movements, and foot movements plays a vital role for any of the activities that you're doing on stage or when you're connecting to the audience. Now we'll move further. Can we have the slide back? Okay, so for a better understanding, I have created this fostering creative expressions in students. There are some key points which we'll be understanding, going into deep and understanding. The first one is developing their imagination. Now, what happens for students, this is a very nice concept, this whole, because, you know, for students, it becomes difficult to perform in a very strict environment, or when the mentor is not very friendly. Is being taught, you just need to go accordingly. So to make things easier, to make things smooth, and to get students perform in the best way, I have created this, fostering creative expressions and students. How to put these things in the students? How? So the first thing is developing their imaginations. For this, we need to have teachers and students sitting together and doing brainstorming. When both of you sit together, there's so much to talk about, there's so much to think about, there's so much to come up with. The creative ideas will start flowing on your mind because there would be n number of people coming up with different thought process. This also helps for critical thinking, for problem, and it also enables problem solving abilities in the student. So brainstorming is one such example that can be used in colleges, in schools, by the teachers, sitting with the students so that they become comfortable and they come up with new imaginations with whatever is going on in their mind, and explaining those thoughts, and even teachers can correct them then and there, and maybe even they can come up with more solutions, more ideas, more beliefs, considering the cultures, the values. And this is how you create a good rapport between the mentor and the student as well. Now, stepping to the next one is encouraging experimentation and providing open-end assignments. Now, if you give freedom to students, at least they do not have a fear of judgment, right? They'll perform in a more better way. They'll know that even if I do something wrong, even if I do mistakes, yet nobody is judging me. At least I'm able to think more, at least I'm able to come up with more creative ideas. And of course, if they are working in a free environment, when they are working where nobody is judging them, and where there are ample amount of students and teachers sitting together and working on something, results have to be really good. Excellent results will come out. With open-end assignments, I mean giving them such assignments where they can study art. If every performer, whoever wants to go into acting, modeling, or maybe you say dance, maybe singing, they have their own thinking to go through it. But if we show them some artistic movies, if we show them some real concepts that artists have, the real work that is there in the industry already, if we give them such assignments where they can watch movies, where they can go and study the history of the artist and performing arts, I'm sure they're going to perform in the best possible manner. Because, giving them assignments about what they like doing is something they will do it with a lot of interest. It's one of their hobbies. And when you ask somebody to practice hobbies, they really do it in the best possible manner. So I think encouraging experimentation, and by giving them such assignments, projects, the more they'll come up with a better sense of understanding, and this will also improve their confidence level. The third point that I want to highlight is introduce role models. Now, what happens? Every student has a role model. And even if they don't have, they might be getting inspired from somebody. So exposing students to the work of artists, musicians, and writers who are known for their creative expression will give them a lot understanding about their own subject. They will learn from their past experiences as well. So if they want to go and study about the role models, I think teachers should always encourage them to do that, because through that, they will learn a lot. Their past experiences, their history, and how they have achieved this will give them a whole overview of how to go further with your own capabilities and talent. It is a way through which you can upskill their talent as well. The next that I want to talk about is creating a supportive environment. Now, foster an environment where students feel comfortable in expressing themselves. Wherever you are in a strict environment where you're not allowed to speak much, you're not allowed to express yourself much, you will see that the children's intelligence level always goes down and they become dumb, their confidence level goes down. So if we give them a supportive environment where you are ready to accept them with the mistakes also, and sure they will perform in the best manner they can. Encourage collaborations. Nowadays, there are so as ma'am also initially said, it is a phase of digital digital world. So we have influencers, Instagram influencers, we have YouTube influencers who are ready to collaborate also and share our knowledge with students, with the performers, or whoever want to go ahead in that industry. So so I think teachers should help students to collaborate with such influencers so that they get to learn a lot. Group discussions is another thing that can help teachers and students also. Organizing group discussions where you can have different levels of, I should say, different levels of students, as in like, a different standards of like 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, 10th class, all sitting together and doing group discussion on one topic. I'm sure they'll come up by expressing themselves in the best possible manner, because when there's a competitive, when you give competition to students, even then they perform well. And constructive feedbacks, whenever students, while going through these group discussions, while collaborating with the influencers, whenever they come back with the constructive feedbacks, I think we should listen to them properly, and then we can always help them to move forward in their respective fields. This will not only give them confidence, but will also build their ideas. The next topic is, the next subhead is celebrate creativity. With this, I mean, whenever a student comes with assignments, with a set of examples, with a set of study, with ideas, with creative thought process, we should always celebrate their achievements. With this, they're able to, work and communicate better. Celebrating and acknowledging their work is very important. Displaying their work in a prominent place, providing them with stage, sharing it with communities, and celebrating their achievements will improve their confidence level and will give them a boost to work hard in their respective fields. So I hope this was the correct understanding to how you can inbuild students, help them to come up with creative ideas and perform in the best possible manner. Because, when there is a barrier between a teacher and a student, when they cannot speak to the teacher, you can say in a very friendly manner, when they cannot come out of their thought process, there's a barrier which actually gives a setback to the student. This is what I believe in my past experiences. And when I was in school and when I was in college, I still remember the teachers who had an attitude of helping students. And also I remember the teachers who never had an attitude of helping students. In fact, they used to bully them. So that's what I feel. Till now, like after 30 years, I still remember the name of those teachers who were positive, had a positive approach, who wanted to build confidence and not just bully the students and put them down. So I think by minimizing the barrier and by engaging with the students to perform best, we can get awesome results. And for this, I have a student with me who will, I'll ask a question from that student and she will tell you what she feels about that. Come on, Anjali. Introduce yourself, Anjali.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Anjali Lodi, and I'm in 11th standard of school, Christchurch Girls Senior Secondary School.
So she is also learning dance in my academy, one of the performing arts. So I would like to ask you, Anjali, like as a student, when you come to any academy or when you come to any mentor or a teacher, what are your expectations from that teacher?
Whenever, like, even in my past experience also, whenever I go to in certain activities or I join many classes, there are some non like there are many expectations towards my mentor. Like there would be a like trust and a helping nature should be there, and a confidence level also will be there in myself. And the more easier is to communicate with the teacher is more to develop the trust in myself. And the most important thing I expect from my teacher is like
That he or she should be able to understand you, right?
yes,
And they should know your strengths and weaknesses, and they should help you to go through it,
Yes.
to work on your weaknesses and not put you down, right?
Yes.
This is what you want to say.
Yes. And a better communication that can build that trust towards mentor and mentee.
Okay. So I hope, when you listen from a student itself, that what are their expectations from the teachers, from the mentors, we get to understand it in a better way. And that is why I've called her today, so that she can, come up with what are her expectations. And I think she's already done that part. Thank you, Anjali. We were really happy to have you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I asked you guys a question that what comes into your mind when you think about performing arts, right? So you all gave different answers, but when I talk about myself, what crosses my mind when I imagine performing arts? The one thing that crosses my mind is there's a room, there's an academy, there's a school where I'm going to a mentor and I'm learning a certain activity from him or her. This is what I can imagine. So I can imagine a mentor there, I can imagine a school, I can imagine a college there. So when I'm saying that I can imagine a mentor, so that is the first thing that is crossing my mind. So with this, we can understand a teacher, a mentor is so important. It is very important to have such a mentor in your life who is able to understand you and understand your weaknesses and is ready to work with your weaknesses and not put you down with that, because nobody is perfect. Not even I am perfect. No teacher is perfect. No student is perfect, right? So also one more thing, when a student is coming to learn something from you, now this is a mentor and this is another person who is coming to learn from you. So I automatically see the level, automatically you are superior. So you need to be more humble, you already have a lot of knowledge, and that is why that person is coming to you. Now the ball is in our court, that how we are able to help them to express and perform in the best possible manner. Unhe to kuch nahi aata hai, they know nothing, and that is why they are here with us. So the whole responsibility comes on the shoulders of the teacher, the mentor. So that is why I was going through these encouraging, experimenting, giving them a supportive environment, introducing role models, celebrating their creativity. Why I was covering these topics? Because I feel if we do all of these things with the students, they will start working on their negatives, and they will be able to master in their strengths. With this, I would, since I was telling you about my my past experiences, where my friend used to be in a school where she was never appreciated by a teacher. She still remembers that lady in a very negative thought process. So with this, I understand that a teacher plays such an important role in a children's life, that you know, even after so many years, she remembers her and she wants to meet her, and she wants to, you know, tell her that, see, I could have been better, and see, I am better because other teachers have helped me, but not you. So with these silly, you know, examples, with our past experiences, we understand that how, you know, how teachers can help in a student's growth. Of course, teachers are positive. Of course, teachers are the best. And that is why we go and learn from the teachers. Our basic knowledge starts from school and it starts from teachers only. So now we get into a different topic that has a lot to do with your grooming, with your personality. So when we talk about personality development, what comes into your mind? Okay, I cannot ask too many questions because that takes a lot of time. So I won't do that. We will just move towards defining personality development. So what is personality development? Personality development is defined as a process of developing and enhancing one's personality, attitude, behavior, and feeling confident in your own skin. It helps you to create a version that covers confidence, enthusiasm, and serenity. So personality development has a lot to do with your behavior, with your attitude, with your body language, with your expressions. And that is why we are going forward to understand this subject now. Now, you know, what are the importance of personality development? What do you think? I think personality development helps an individual to inculcate positive qualities like punctuality, flexibility, friendly nature, eagerness to learn. They become more positive towards life and about others. Also, personality development helps to groom an individual. When I talk about grooming, it is a wide area. I cannot cover it in a very small time. But yes, we will go and talk about this also because at least I can, you know, put some points that are very important. But I'll do that little later. So coming back, personality development also teaches you to deal with different people at different ages of your life. It also helps you to develop not only your outer self, but also your inner self. It makes you learn leadership qualities. It gives you an overview of a professional behavior and how to follow professionalism in your workplaces or at your organizations. So in a whole, if I say personality development and grooming sessions, you know, make a person that is ready for the workplaces, for the interviews, for your schools, for colleges, for MNCs, for big organizations. So this is a very important area because personality development and grooming is important not only for students but also for teachers, and not only for you know, students and teachers, but for everyone. A performer who has to perform on stage, even that person needs to have a good personality. That person needs to have a better overview of all those qualities that come under personality development. They need to have those grooming tips so that, you know, you can attract another person's, you know, when you're on the stage, you are able to attract the attention of others. You have that poise, you have that charisma in your personality that you're able to attract others. Can we have the next slide? So the key points that will work in order to improve our personality and grooming, and this will help teachers as well as students. Teachers in a way that, you know, you can, if you know all of these things, you will go and impart all of these things in the students as well, right? Because as a teacher, I'm sure all the teachers are practicing all of these qualities, and we are well aware of all of these qualities. It's nothing new that I'm going to teach you, but you know, whenever we get busy in our day-to-day lives, we tend to get so much evolved in our lives. We get so busy with the same mundane kind of a routine that we forget that what exactly, we not exactly forget, but we become little careless towards those qualities, and we just overlook that, and we do not want to go out of our comfort zone and work on those qualities specifically. We just, we're getting up in the morning, going to work, coming back, having lunch or food, and, getting involved in our family. We just do not get time to look to ourselves and work on ourselves, which I'm not saying I'm teaching you something that you guys don't know. Of course, you guys know it. It's just we stop practicing it over time. Okay, so before I start with this, I have another student with me who would give us an overview of, what kind of, when they see a teacher, when they go to colleges, when they go to schools, what kind of feeling do they get? How do they get inspired from teachers? By looking at a teacher, by their dressing sense, by their outer appearance and the way they are talking. How much do they get inspired by this? So, come. Okay, so welcome. You can start with the introduction, Sonia.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Taranpreet Saluja, and I'm currently pursuing MCOM from St. Aloysius College. Well, today's session is all about grooming. So I do feel grooming depicts a lot about one's personality and the confidence level that they hold. Personally speaking, when we see a teacher entering a class, the way she is dressed up creates the first impression of her in our minds. If she is dressed up well, it creates a positive image of her in our eyes, which leads to a positive environment and thus increases our motivation and zeal to learn new things. So I do feel if a teacher is dressed up well, it depicts a lot about her personality, her knowledge. It tells that she is well organized and that she is also better prepared. So yes, grooming also plays a very important role in a student-teacher's relationship as well. Thank you.
Very well, Sonia. Thank you so much. So when we hear it from the students itself, we get an overview of what students expect from teachers and what exactly, what do they see? How do they get inspired from the teachers? See, human being is a social animal. One needs people around. An individual needs to have that magnetic power which attracts people towards him or her. You need to have that charisma of yours. It helps you to gain recognition and acceptance in society. It plays an essential role in professional as well as in personal lives. It makes an individual disciplined, responsible, and an asset for his or her organizations. As we all know that an indisciplined individual finds it difficult to survive in long run. So personality development in grooming gives us a good overview about how we all need to be groomed, how well we all need to be groomed, be it teachers, be it students, be it anybody, be it all the performers, be it students who want to perform on the stage. Even for them, this is very, very important. Now, the qualities that we want to inculcate, we'll go through it. Can I have the slide? Okay, yeah. So the qualities that we should inculcate in students is a clear communication. First of all, we need to teach our students that we need to have a clear communication. You need to express yourself in the best possible manner. And that is possible when you read a lot of books, when you read a lot of novels, when you read and you get aware of your own field by studying artists, by looking of those related topics, by studying those Also, these activities, whatever I'm talking about, I'll just start with the qualities to inculcate. These qualities, I want teachers also to inculcate these qualities in themselves, because this will help students to, get a proper understanding of how do they expect teachers to be. And that is why I've called this Sonia, who just informed us about how students get attracted and towards teachers, how they get inspired by teachers, by what they are wearing, by how they are, using their facial expressions, their body language. So, you start teaching later, but once your appearance matters a lot, your outer beauty and your inner beauty, plus your appearance, all of these make you an asset. So, coming back to the clear communication part, so clear communication is very important. You need to come up with a clear words, clear communication, where you can teach your students what exactly you are talking about, so that they are able to respond to you in a better way. The next is friendly behavior. When we have teachers who are friendly, who, again, I would say, who do not maintain that barrier in between a student and a teacher. If we have students like that, teachers like that, who have a good rapport between students and teachers, they'll be able, students would be able to perform in a better way there. Because when you're friendly with students, they are able to express their thoughts in a better way. They are able to come up with ideas in a better way. And एक जो environment होता है, that also becomes very supportive, very friendly, and everything around is positive, which is very important. A positive outlook, a positive environment always boosts confidence and always gives students also to think about positive outlook and not to go towards negatives. The next thing is in-depth knowledge. Whenever we are teaching students anything, we need to have a good level of knowledge about them, which of course teachers already have, which I don't need to talk about too much, because I know you all are experienced, you all know what areas you are expertise in. So in-depth knowledge is that you guys already have. It's just about that communicating that knowledge to the student in a way that they are able to, perform, and they are able to understand what you're talking to them in a better way. Next is a good listener. A teacher needs to be a very good listener, because, a student who has problems, issues, if that person is doing mistakes, student will always come up to you with problems, with mistakes. They'll look up to you to correct them, to give them feedback. So till the time you'll not be a good listener, you'll never be able to understand what they are going through, the problems. They'll not be able to, tell you what problems they have. But if you'll be a good listener, they'll be able to express themselves in a better way. So a good listener is one of the most important quality which I feel a teacher should have. The next is confident and positive. Yes, a student needs to be confident, and for that, a teacher also needs to be confident. If the teacher is confident, they will be able to impart that confidence in students as well. If a teacher is, they have a good knowledge, they are confident, they are positive, I'm sure this charming attitude, this behavior will help students also to understand the teacher well, and the communication, there will be no communication gap, which will help them to boost their confidence. And of course, they will work on their personalities. This will work on their personalities even without not saying anything to them. If there's a good communication between teachers and students, the performance pressure decreases and students automatically starts performing in a better way. Coming to the next is engaging capabilities. A teacher should have that capability of, making students engage in their respective activity. For that, you can organize different group discussions. You can organize public speaking competitions. You can organize, or you may, you can provide them stage, which most of the students do not get. They actually crave for the stage. So by giving them what they want, by giving them a prominent place to experiment, by giving them a prominent place to showcase their talent, by giving them stage, by helping them to work on their weaknesses, actually a teacher is helping a student. If you are able to cover these points, teacher is actually being very helpful to the teacher. So coming back to the point, that is engaging capability. So if you're able to engage your student in their field by group discussions, by brainstorming, by giving them assignments, of course, by asking them to go through different artists, movies, whoever they are following, by understanding it to the core. And all of these ideas only teachers can share to students. Students might not be able to come up with such great ideas, but teachers can. Coming to the next is humble and skillful. Teachers are already skillful and of course humble as well. But being skillful and imparting these skills in your student is two different things. You are skillful, you know how well you can perform. But what about the student? You actually need to impart that talent into your student. You need to understand what is his or her capacity of learning, what are his or her capabilities, and accordingly, you need to move forward. For this, you need to understand student well and individual student well. You need to understand their capabilities, their capacities to perform. If they're having stage fear, you need to work on the stage fear. If they're not able to do public speaking, you need to see what is the problem. The language is the problem, or their stage fear is the problem, or maybe, every student has their own past experiences, sometimes due to not having a good family, or not. I don't need to say a good family, but if the relationship between parents at home is not good, the student automatically becomes underconfident because they're not able to concentrate. So we need to actually understand what exactly is going through in the minds of students. What are they going through? If they are underconfident, what are the reasons behind them being underconfident? Is it the family pressure? Is it they are having wrong company of friends, or is it like they have fear of speaking out, or they are introvert, they are extrovert? For all of these things, we as teachers need to understand students well first, and then only we'll be able to help them to move forward. Next is innovative. Every teacher is innovative because, if you are towards creative sides, if you're towards this performing arts, where you're dancing, where you are doing acting, where you are doing dialogue delivery, nukkad natak, and magic, I think all the teachers who have this creative side of them, and that is why they themselves are somewhere artists, and that is why they are able to teach students. Actually, you are the ones who are making something that, you are the ones who are bringing students up. Yes? So for this, you are already innovative. Now you just have to take this quality and impart this quality into your student. You need to see what is their creative side, what is their innovative side. Once you start understanding your student well, you will be able to help them. Every student, every student has their own capacity to learn. Excuse me. Every student has their own capacity to learn. We cannot, think that this student is well, this person is not doing well. If that student is not able to perform well, I think there's some problem with that student, and we need to go and understand that problem of the student. Of course, if that student is not able to communicate the problem to us, then we need to go and understand that problem. For that, we need to be humble, and we need to also help them to, if we are creative, we are innovative, we know how to do this, we just simply need to teach them. So a good communication between a teacher and a student helps student for in their personal and professional growth as well. The next is considerate and reliable. For a teacher to, for a student to trust. Just a minute. For a teacher to trust, for a student to trust a teacher, this is very important. Because whenever, whenever a student shows trust, it is because they have that trust level. They know that this teacher will be able to help me if I go wrong. So we should always take this in a positive manner, that if a student is able to trust us and is able to show confidence on us, that means we are somewhere, doing really great for her or him. So for that, you need to impart those qualities, that the ones I'm talking about, you need to impart these qualities in your students also, imparting it into yourselves and imparting it into your students as well. So we'll just go through it once again. The qualities to inculcate are clear communications between students and teachers, helps in a better understanding of the topic, and it boosts their confidence. The second is a friendly behavior, which will always finish the barrier or minimize the barrier between a mentor and a student, and then student will be able to come forward with more ideas, and they'll be able to come up, and they'll be able to do mistakes also, but in a way that if they'll do mistakes, you will be able to teach them. The third is in-depth knowledge, which I'm sure all of the teachers know what they are teaching. They have a lot of good knowledge, and that is why they are, they are mentors of today. Patience and understanding is very important, because if a teacher needs to have a lot of patience, because when you were learning something, even your mentor had that level of patience with you. It's not that only you are, showing patience to your students. No, when you as a student, you were also learning, your mentor also had that level of patience and understanding for you. So when they can have a better understanding and can have a patience level, why not us? Why not today we can show that patience and understanding to students? They might learn late. Some learn late. Some learn, very fast. But that is just the capabilities. That is it. We cannot differentiate that this would be a better performer, and because this person is not able to learn now, that person will never be a good performer. We cannot differentiate like this. Next is a good listener, that we've already covered. Being confident and positive is very important, because optimism is very important. Having a positive outlook towards everything is important, because only then we'll be able to grow in ourselves. And also competition is also important. I won't say that we should not give competition, we should not organize competitions. In fact, we should organize competitions in schools, colleges, so that will, impart confidence and give them a stage. And the stage fear, जो आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा, पाया जाता है. I have seen many students have stage fear. This stage fear can, you can only erase stage fear by organizing a lot of competitions, by making them stand on the stage and talk, by helping them to overcome this negativity. or I should say a weakness. Rest, I think I have covered all the qualities that we need to inculcate in a teacher and as well as in the students. Now I will come back to personality development and grooming that I was talking about. See, all teachers are punctual. All teachers are enthusiastic. They have a lot of enthusiasm. They are determined, responsible, and of course, intellectually smart. The only thing is we have to impart these qualities into our students as well. So when I was talking about personality development, I initially defined it as a process of developing and enhancing one's personality, attitude, behavior, and feeling confident in your own skill. It helps to create a version that covers confidence, enthusiasm, serenity. With this, I get to understand one more thing. Everybody is unique and everybody is incomparable. Everybody, even teachers, even students, and we need to understand this. If this person is having a certain quality and a certain weakness, I'm sure the other person is not having the same weakness, but they will be in a better understanding of something else. So everybody has their own strengths and everybody has their own weaknesses. And as teachers, we need to understand this and we need to help our students to, to double down the strengths and to work on our weaknesses. When I talk about personality development, I would also like to tell you that personality development helps an individual to inculcate positive qualities, which I've already mentioned. Along with this, it gives you a friendly nature, willingness to learn, eagerness to help others, and so on, which in a way helps to upgrade their skills and talent, which again, in a way, helps to do what? The topic that we are studying, creative expressions through performing arts. So you can see how these two things are correlated to each other. If we talk about performing arts, it is also related with personality development, because any artist, any student who is in a direct contact with audience, who is performing then and there, they need to have an overview about their personality. They should have that attractive, poised personality. They should have that charisma in themselves that they are able to attract audience, that the audience should love them. Of course, all the performers want positive from others, right? From the audience. But how is that possible? That is possible if you work on your personality and if you work on your grooming skills. Now, personality development grooms an individual. That I'm telling you from a longer period of time, that it helps you to mark a name of yourself in the society. It does not only work on your physical appearance, but it also makes you presentable, and it also works on your inner self and teaches you what compliments you and what not compliments you. Rather than just by blindly copying somebody, it is always good to work on your own style. Yes, everybody can have their own style. We should not blindly go start copying somebody. No, we can have our own style because we have our own body type. We have our own complexion. We have our own way of understanding things and expressing it. So no need to copy somebody, but you should create your own style. You should work on your physical appearance. When we talk about teachers, as one of the students who was here, उसने हमें यही बताया that how students get attracted towards teachers by just looking at them, whatever they are wearing. Oh my gosh, she's wearing such a beautiful sari. She's wearing such a great outfit. Yes, we do get attracted when a person is wearing a certain outfit, when a person is looking good, when a person is confidently talking, when a person is very good in her presentation skills. yes, we do get attracted towards them. So when we talk about these points, there are some very, I should say, very normal, very simple things that I would like to remind. Since we have to study, I told you that I will be teaching you a little bit about grooming as well. So for when we start with grooming, the most simplest thing you can do is ironing your clothes and wearing it crease free, because that's very important whenever you're presenting yourself. Um, this is for, of course, for the performers, of course, for of course, for the performers who have to perform on the stage. Whatever you're wearing, that should look good on you. That is one thing. But choosing the right outfit, but not ironing it and not just taking it out and wearing it with may not give that impression. So whenever you're wearing something, whenever you're wearing an outfit, make sure that it is crease free, it is odorless, and there's a sense of understanding the outfits according to your body type as well. Like for the people who are towards, you can say, towards healthier side, they should not wear prints that are very big prints, like big flowers, big, you can say, rectangles, squares, these kind of prints you should avoid. You should go for prints that are very small and that are towards darker shades, not the lighter ones as well. So people who are towards healthier side, they should, one, they should go for the dark colors. Second, they should also try for patterns and designs that are not very wide, that are not very big, but smaller ones. Also, we need to understand what kind of a body type do we have. Everybody has a different kind of a body type. And accordingly, we need to understand and wear and select such outfits. If now, if you're towards a slimmer side, you can go for dark or maybe light as well. And you can wear patterns and designs, whatever suits you. But again, you need to take care of certain things after wearing an outfit as well. And that is, you need to moisturize your skin always, be it a male, be it a female, whoever is a performer, be it a teacher, be it a student, everyone needs to take these little things into notice. Moisturizing, keeping a moisturized skin, a glowing skin, of course, people get attracted towards it. So the things that are visible, that are more visible, that can be this, that can be your neck, that can be your face, that can be your hands and your feet. These are some body parts which come into consideration whenever you look at a person. You start looking at a person from head to toe, your hair, your face, your skin. All of these things come into considerations. Okay, if you do not have, if you don't want to polish your nails, that is completely fine. Even educators cannot, polish their nails and move into schools. But at least we can have clean hands, clean nails, and nails that are again shining. That gives an impression of you being healthy from inside. It's not about outer beauty, but the way you are presenting yourself comes from inside as well. If you are healthy, your lips are pink. If you drink a lot of water, you take a healthy diet, you exercise on a regular basis, then your skin has a glow. You have glow on your face. Your skin, if you're using right products, your skin looks moisturized. And this is not only for females. Even males need to work on their, physically, they should also work on their physical appearance, because that is even important for males also, not only for females. You need to exercise regularly. There are so many things out there nowadays. There are Zumba, there's Bhangra weight loss. You can go and hit the gym if you don't want to go towards dance. You can go for aerobics. You can go for weight training. You can go for power yoga. There are n number of things that are available. that we should always, help our students to, maybe they can choose among what they like. They can go for yoga, and even the presenters, even the teachers, to be energetic, to look lively and to feel lively. You need to exercise regularly, so that you can do Zumba, you can go for aerobics, you can do Bhangra weight loss. This is a new concept which is running these days, and believe me, who doesn't likes to dance on the beats of Bhangra and Punjabi music? Everybody does. And so power yoga is one of the options. So there are a number of things that you can go for, so that you can, open up your muscles. You can work on your body postures. This way you can work on your body language. You can work on your, and this will also help you to improve your stamina. And maybe you'll be able to work and give your best. You'll be able to be the best version of yourself. So these little points make a lot of difference. The grooming tips. Okay, coming back to the grooming tips, I was talking about wearing outfits according to your body structure, according to your weight, according to your own body structure, body type. Everybody has their own body types. So we need to understand that, rather than just being, comparing ourselves with somebody and just blindly copying somebody. No, we don't need to do that. We all have our individual styles that we can follow. Next, I want to talk about is communication skills. The communication skills, we always, is there another slide as well? Can we move to the another slide? Okay. I think this is it. But I have something to talk about, so I'll move forward with it. When we talk about communication skills, I mean to say, you should be able to express, one should be able to express themselves in the best possible way. That is only possible if you have excellent communication skills. To improvise and to improve your communication skills, there are a number of things that you can do. A teacher can organize group discussions. A teacher can ask students to, what I usually do when I take personality development classes and when I cover communication skills topic, what I actually do is I come up with any of the topics that's going on right now. As when I was other day taking the class, I started up with a topic Corona, which was, which had a lot of negative also in it. And that is why I raised this topic, because with this, I want to know how positive a person can be even in such a negative environment. We all have faced that time, but there's always a positive approach towards everything, towards all the topics and towards everything. So what I usually do is I come up with such topics to my students. I ask them to go and study about them, about that individual topic. And once they've gone through it completely and they come back to me by saying, okay, we have gone through it, we have read books related to it, we have Googled it, we have, gone through different mediums, we have read this topic. So then I ask them that now you have to sum up whatever you have read and write it down. Whatever, while studying, whatever you could acknowledge, you need to write all of those things. With this, when they start writing, they start thinking. When they start thinking, what is actually going in their heads comes out in a form of a language. And this helps them to come up with new creative ideas. Sometimes what they have read, they understand that, yet they are able to, come up with a better overview, with a better understanding. So you can, organize these kind of activities inside the classes. You can, which will in a way help students to freely talk, to come up with more ideas, to think, and you'll get to know what's actually going on in their minds by giving them a topic, asking them to study about it, giving them some time, and then once they are done with it, start writing about it. Whatever you feel, whatever you have understood by reading it, start writing about it. And I'm sure they'll come up with a better understanding of that topic. Likewise, you can come up with different topics and related to their personal fields. And I'm sure they'll be more than happy to read about the fields that they are actually, they want to learn more about that field. They'll be happy to read, and they'll be happy to know more about that topic as well. So communication skills can be improved by this. Communication skills can be improved by a lot of other mediums, like when you can ask them to read novels, when you can ask them to read books, when you can ask them to follow particular authors, particular authors who have a better knowledge, a better understanding about different topics. Plus, while organizing group discussions, communication capabilities come out because everyone has to speak. That should be a mandatory thing. Not even one person would be sitting quiet. Everybody has to speak, something or the other. This way, you will boost their confidence of talking in front of people. They'll be able to overcome public fear that they cannot speak in front of so many people. Plus, they'll improve their communication skills as well. When I give them topics and when I am taking these classes, I usually ask a couple of my students to sit together and start discussing about whatever is their area of interest. Like I pick up the area of interest, which, for example, if I have 10 students, I see what is that one common interest that they all have, and let's talk about that and start discussing about that, but in a formal language, not in an informal language, because this is how they will learn. Informally, they're doing it every now and then. The question arises when they have to stand in front of so many people and talk formally. So this is how we can help them to improve their communication skills. And once their communication skills are improved, their confidence level automatically increases. Automatically, you will see a boom in their confidence level, and they'll be performing in the best possible manner. And that is why these topics are covered under personality development. And that is why personality development says that, it covers all of these topics, or your attitudes, your behaviors, your thinking process, your way of expressing yourself. Now, coming to the next, which we already have talked about body language, facial expressions, and gestures. We had already done that. But before I go, I would like to remind that body language, facial expressions, and gestures really play a very important role when you are performing somewhere. Like the topic that we are studying about is creative expressions through performing arts. By bringing out your creative expressions while you're performing your different arts, that can be dance, that can be drama, that can be acting, that can be modeling, that can be public speaking, that can be photography, that can be showing magic, that can be anything. Any activity that you are performing in front of audience comes under performing arts. And to perform all of these activities, you need to have a better understanding of your personality, and you need to work on your personality. Everybody needs to do that. Everybody needs to work on their personality. Everybody needs to work on their grooming tips. It's not that I don't have to work on it. I also need to work on it. Everybody, I think, when we start, we know everything. It's not something that I'm teaching you something that you teachers do not know. Of course, you all know all of these things. But as I just said, that we all, we get so busy in our day-to-day lives. We get so bored, so mundane with our day-to-day lives, following the same routine, that we just overlook these small things, and we become a little careless about them. So, so taking care of your body language, taking care of your facial expressions, taking care of your gestures, your communication skills, and of course, building your confidence level. All of these helps a performer to perform best. And these are some qualities that we need to impart on our students so that they are able to be a better version of themselves and so that they can perform in the best possible manner. Just a minute. I am teaching all of these things because when I talk about grooming, when I talk about personality, I mean that teachers also need to practice this. Why? Because students look up to you. They get inspired from you. That is what that student was talking about. That when I see that, a teacher, they are well groomed, they are wearing a good outfit that I'm liking, the color of the outfit is good, and you get attracted. I mean, not attractive, but yes, that is eye-catching for you, right? So that if we practice it, of course, our students will learn from it. They will also start practicing it. So as teachers, we also need to practice it so that our students also practice those things. Okay, coming to the next and the last slide, that is the conclusion. Can I have the next slide, Pooja? Yes, we've already covered these qualities. So today's session was all about creative thinking, creative expressions through performing arts. We have also covered personality development. We have covered grooming into it. This session was all about bringing your best version out of yourself. If teachers would be able to bring out the best version of themselves, of course, they'll be able to, bring students, they'll be able to impart these qualities into students as well. And that is our major concern. The kind that makes you stand out and help you achieve your goals in life. We can only help students to achieve the goals in life once we start practicing few things in our lives. We'll be able to give them, they'll be able to learn from us. When we are practicing it, of course, they'll learn it from us. And not to forget, everyone is unique and everyone is incomparable. But not everyone is able to showcase this. And this is what the session is all about. Everybody is unique, everybody has talent, everybody is, learning skills, upskilling themselves every now and then, but not everybody knows the right way to showcase themselves. This session has helped, I think must have helped you guys to differentiate between your strengths and weaknesses and work on both in order to help you in your personal and professional growth. It makes you a full grouped asset for the organizations or the MNCs or for your workplaces, for the stage, in fact, for the stage also to perform. And it makes you a wholesome package, a wholesome asset for any of the goals in your life. It states this session has stated the importance of creative expression and performing arts by helping teachers, which in turn will help students to grow together in this subject. It has given a new, a new approach that somehow a mentor and a student is correlated to each other. If a student is performing well, of course, there is a teacher behind that, and we all know that. So somehow a teacher and a student is related to each other, and that is why if there's a wholesome, if you see a person performing best, if you see a wholesome package in front of the screen or on the stage, that is all because of the right teacher that they were following. And in the digital world, things have become easier also, because previously the students never had that much of exposure, which nowadays students have because of so many, mediums, social mediums. They can showcase their talent on different mediums. It's only that you should be informed about it. You should know how to use them, and you should upskill yourself. And for that, I think I have given enough lessons, and that is it for today. I had a lovely time explaining all of these things to you, and I hope this session was helpful to all of you. And this will help students as well as teachers. All the best to the teachers, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Richa. It was indeed a wonderful session. And I've got a few questions from teachers participating. So one question that come from many is, how do they ensure that they are exhibiting all the qualities that you have mentioned at all the times?
A very good question. See, what happens is, of course, you cannot ensure at one go. You cannot ensure that you're practicing all the qualities, whatever I have just said. It's not, it's not possible. How you will make it possible is by practicing it on daily basis. When we start learning something, today if I'm learning something, if I'll start practicing it in my day-to-day activities, this will become a part of me. Then it will not be a difficult thing to do, right? If I am learning something today, if I'm learning something tomorrow, now the course is over. For example, this session is over. Okay, I will go back and you will also go back to your routines. Now, whatever you have learned from here, you will have to start inculcating those qualities in your day-to-day activities. It's not that only today you will be doing it. No. Start doing it on regular basis. Start doing it whenever you're talking to somebody, whenever you are at home, whenever you are outside communicating with your friends, or when you're communicating with your students. You need to practice it every now and then. Once you start practicing it on everyday basis, that will become one of your habit. And then you will not feel as if you're doing something exception. You will not feel that, because that will become a part of you. And that's how you can practice all these qualities. It will take time, but yes, eventually the results will be awesome.
Wonderful. Please allow me for one more question.
Yes,
How do you balance artistic expressions with the practical considerations?
Okay. See what happens when, if I talk about dance. So when I dance, that because I have interest in a particular field that is within me. Nobody has asked me to do that. I am doing it because I am, talented for that. I have it in me. That is something I've been practicing from childhood. So if I like something, if I like to do something, that comes from within. Okay. And with time, when you start, now that is something that I've been doing from childhood. But as time goes by, you start, utilizing it you start performing. Like, initially when I used to dance, that was different. Then some years back, that was different. Today, I am again a different and a better version of myself. So every day you're learning something. From the time I started and from the time today what I am, there has been a lot of learnings. These things never come to you in just a day or something. You will start learning yourself. When you have interest in something, you start putting efforts to learn those things. अंदर से आता है वो कि आपको expressions आपके चेहरे पे अपने आप आएंगे when you will enjoy what you are doing. If you're enjoying singing, if you're enjoying dancing, if you're enjoying acting, if you're enjoying drama, whatever you are doing, just enjoy that activity. Don't take it as a, as a pressure. If you will enjoy the activity that you're doing, the expressions will come out.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure attending your workshop. Really very, very knowledgeable, and we are getting a very good feedback also.
Thank you so much. That was my pleasure.
Thank you. So now I'd like to mention that now we'll break for lunch for another 60 minutes. After that, we will all join back for a session on performing arts, modern concepts. And that is also going to be an interesting topic to attend. So we'll see you all at 2 o'clock. And of course, our Honorable Dr. Viswajit Saha, sir, will also be attending the session, will be joining us to give remarks. So we'll be waiting for him to join, and we all will get back at 2 o'clock. Thank you.